Imagine you've just bought your perfect villa, you have fulfilled your dream, but you just need the right luxury car in front of your new home. Well, then you think Audi A8, BMW 7 Series, Mercedes S-Class, maybe Lexus LS, or something different like the Genesis G90. And Genesis are the underdogs if you also think about in sales figures. Mercedes and BMW in 2022 around 2 million, Audi 1.6 million, Lexus around 600,000 worldwide, and Genesis around 200,000. And at the moment they are especially strong on the home market in Korea. But with this Genesis G90, they especially want to attack now the European market to show Audi, BMW and Mercedes, here we are. Does it work? How good is it? How comfortable is it? How much space and how much comfort is there in the rear for the executive seating? We'll find out. Here is Thomas Nautical in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go with the front. And you can see here with the front grille and these really slim headlamps, daytime running light is on at the moment. It kind of resembles a little bit the Genesis logo with the wings on the exterior. This one here, being the long wheelbase version, has more chrome accentuations in the lower part already. Let me show you something very interesting now with the lights. Daytime running light, main light, interesting, right? And turning indicators. Take a look at that. There we go. So this looks also very interesting, right? But the even more interesting part is, look at that, how it's drawn here also at the side. Length here is 5 meters 47 or 215 inches for the long wheelbase version. Wheels here in 20 inches. And the B-pillar, we have a lot of chrome use here for the long wheelbase version. More this very traditional, rather conservative look, whereas the short wheelbase version looks more modern. Towards the rear, I think a really striking light signature here. Rear axis steering you get as well. 4 degrees. The rear wheels can turn in the opposite direction than the front wheels, faking a shorter wheelbase, available for the short wheelbase and the long wheelbase version. Also, adaptive air suspension here is then standard. But Autocool Fake Exhaust Police is on service for you. Yeah, even the Genesis can't hide from that. Here, look at that. The outside tip, of course, is kind of exaggerating the real exhaust on the inside. Turning indicators or the hazard lights in the rear, very impressive too, with this dual horizontal scheme. So everything they did with lights here looks really impressive. What do you think? Do you like the overall design of this one? Also, in comparison to Audi A8, Lexus LS, BMW 7 Series or Mercedes S-Class? Tell me in the comments. This is the car key that also fits to the exterior color. Cool, right? So pretty light, but I like the structure also here. And when I open the vehicle here, door hands fold out and they also make a nice sound. There we go. And then door closing sound. First of all, I slam it. It's hardly possible to slam it actually. But that sounds really nice. But in this case then, the sense of the vehicle is that you have the soft close. There we go. And you also see when you open it like this, there we go. It comes a little bit towards you. At the same time, I found these electric doors always a little bit complicated because then they are kind of heavy to open if you don't use the mechanism and so on. So it just adds some more complex things to everything. And then you have these touch sensors on the exterior. You hold your finger there and then it closes. That's actually a quite nice idea, but you really have to touch it actually. Also, to close the door, there are different things. I can soon show that to you. First of all, it's very interesting inlet here, also with the structure on the inside. Different decor elements are available. There's even one available where they use old newspaper to create a wooden atmosphere, but not cut new trees. But then again, the seats are animal skin only. I don't get it. So BMW, for example, meanwhile offers also in the luxury segment alternatives to animal skin. So everyone that is interested in animal welfare and so on. But here they don't have any alternative yet. That's sad. However, the comfort of the seats from the seat ergonomics is actually quite good and also comparable to the other luxury vehicles. With 189 or 6'2", there's still a lot of headroom left. And now about the door closing thing. Here I can either press this button here, then the door is closing, or I can also activate this function in the infotainment system We know it from Tesla, who have introduced that here when I put my foot on the brake. There we go. Welcome to this front interior. I feel they have found a good mix between offering modern stuff at the same time going for a classic user interface. For example, with a manual climate unit, you have this knurling on top and lower part, and here that's the easy way you can control the climate temperature. So the user interface I really found way better than with the Germans. Also, you still have this lower control turning knob where you can control the infotainment system, fingerprint sensor, easy buttons for seat cooling, seat heating in the middle console. This is an inductive charging pad, and I also have some buttons here to close the doors. Here, there's this split armrest where you also connect your smartphone. Interior cockpit overview, really clean, and once again, what a relief. Manual volume control on the steering wheel, real buttons here also for the cruise control and so on. I just love this straight user interface here. In the front, by the way, there's a small hole for the cup holes. Here also when you slide open or close something, really good build quality and 2x 12.3-inch screens. Oh, look at that. We also have the front camera screen there in the digital instruments. Also have a head-up display available. Infotainment system. Here it is actually touchscreen or control from below. Both is possible. Apple CarPlay integration, really nice, using all the screen. Android Auto is of course also possible. And this is here the integrated map. And 23 speakers, Bang & Olufsen sound system. If you start the vehicle and start the music, then we go here. Ooh, these ones turn up. Well, sound quality is excellent, yes, I like that. They also have an interesting drive mode selector like this, so we know it originally from Jaguar Land Rover, for example. So you just turn it and then press for P, but I think it's very cool. Actually, also feels really nice how you turn it. Ambient lighting at the inside of the doors, here for example also in the rear, and you can also adjust the colors. Rear seating, now it gets really interesting. This here, the long wheelbase version, you see that really long door. At the inside of the door you also have a separate small cubby hole here you actually open with a separate button. And what I also once again appreciate here, one press the shade goes down, another press the window goes down. And if you remember the new 7 Series where you control that in a separate screen and so on, why so complicated? This is the best solution. The S-Class also still has this logic, and I think it's just making sense. Then here also on the inside you have the seat massage button for the rear seats, for example. And I start here behind the driver because when I'm driving, this is the legroom I still have here in the long wheelbase, so really a lot. And the headroom here with 189 or 6'2", still some left, although it's getting a little bit closer. Separate shade for the rear, you open that from the middle console. There we go. And now I moved over to the being chauffeured position, which is the most crucial thing, especially about the long wheelbase version. Let's begin here at the top. So as for the storage, press this top one. This one, for example, there's the ski hatch hidden. Then this middle console here. So the long wheelbase version is always a 4-seater. So in this central screen here, I can, for example, activate seat heating or seat cooling for the rear seats, also the climate and so on. But there's also the massage details, so I can activate it here, or I can also activate it at the inside of the doors with the button. And here then I can decide which area of the body I want to have the massage on. Oh, and that really feels very nicely. And now, ta-da! I'll press this one button, the rest button, and then you can see here the passenger seat, which does not have a massage function, by the way, moves forward. So they think either you have driver massage or then massage for the rear seats. That's the concept for this vehicle. Here it moves forward, also goes in the front like this. And this part here is actually then for your feet. Remember, this is the long wheelbase version. So there is not much more legroom you can possibly get actually. This is also way longer as for the footrest if we compare it to the S-Class. So a very, very long footrest. Here also with the microfiber cover. You can see here, even with my long legs, I do not even touch the front seat here. Then this part is going up, and wow, this is such a great comfortable position. And if we compare the competitors, I have never had so much leg room here with this folding flat position yet. Wow, and then this microfiber cushion here on the top. That's really awesome as for the comfort. It's so long that when I activate the footrest massage here, like here, now this area here goes, I'm not sure if you can actually see that on camera, but here, these areas here, they go up and down. Here, this like this air cushion. And now Leah shows us some more features of the vehicle. First of all, there is the separate mirror for the back passengers, also with integrated light. And under the armrest, you can see these kind of, they look like lights, you know. So this is for UVC radiation. Taking a look at the trunk or the boot, we also pay attention to the opening and closing sounds of the vehicle. First of all, there's this small button I can press, well integrated. It does, and let's listen to the closing sound, whereas the airplane above us is ruining my shot. Now we can hear it. So let's listen to that. Well, I mean, like this electric sounds not, but like the moment it closes, it sounds pretty premium, doesn't it? And now at the space, 370 liters it is, and length is about 115 meters or 45 inches. The width is just here a meter or 40 inches. It's narrower the more you get inside, and the only thing you can do, you can use this ski hatch there for some load through. Here it's not only interesting what's under the hood, but also the hood itself. 2.6 square meters. This clamshell hood is the biggest piece of this kind, all from aluminum, but actually the biggest in the whole industry. They wanted to reduce the gaps and so on, and so they make everything that it covers, everything just above the headlamps. Very impressive. 3.5 liter V6 twin turbo with electric supercharger they use here. This is the mild hybrid version with 415 horsepower. Some markets also employ a 380 horsepower version without mild hybrid. And then the base would be rear-wheel drive. However, in Europe you always get the all-wheel drive version. It is one on demand, so it's mainly rear-wheel driven, and then on demand power is also sent to the front wheels. Acceleration figures, 5.4 seconds here for the long wheelbase version, 5.2 for the short wheelbase. Welcome to Thomas's driving lounge. Let's go. Beautiful. Very good. Because the thing that the German premium manufacturers always have is suspension, you know, comfort, sportiness, both combined, super smooth when you're driving over bumps and so on. And quite often, also the Genesis, the other cars like G80, GV80 we tested so far was, hey, yeah, great luxury cars, great premium cars, but suspension was not like, was good, but not equal. But here, when we're driving over these speed bumps here, in this rather rural neighborhood with a lot of villas and so on, wow, this is mastered very, very well. So, actually you are happy to see the next speed bump. Super smooth, I love that. Here definitely what's standing out is that the user interface is the best one. I think together with the Audi, that is also pretty simple, easy, straightforward. But here, you know, I can easily fine-tune the climate and so on, and I don't feel overwhelmed. There is not this situation where it's like, wait a minute, what do I want to do now? And where do I do it? And I have these situations more and more in the new German cars, and that's what I love about this setup here, definitely. I also have this front view camera here at lower speeds, especially, which I can use more when parking in and out. If I would also need it while driving quicker, I don't think so. It also shows like assistance systems view and so on. It looks spectacular. Yeah, maybe not the most necessary system overall. Oh, there's another speed bump. Super smooth, great. And then the active noise insulation, then you have it even more silent, but I don't have this negative vacuum feeling next to my ear. So I think that is very well done. You have better ears than me. What, do you feel that active noise cancellation? Or is it, no, it's fine? It's fine for you as well? Okay, and when I'm doing some slalom, how is it for the passenger? It's good. Yeah. We had the observation that sometimes she feels better as a passenger in, when the center of gravity is lower, unless it's a very sporty SUV like the GLC 63 we had. There I did like crazy cornering and she was fine. So we still try to find out what causes unpleasant feeling with the passenger. That's also very important to me. Yeah, the thing is you cannot activate the seat massage here. No seat massage for the passenger seat, so I think we have to switch them back. Leah, please drive me to the next beach.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Yeah, starting here in the normal upright position. What you do feel, especially in the rear, is the rear axle steering that feels kinda artificial, but once again, it is good to have it to just maneuver the vehicle around. That's really cool. Also very comfortable in the rear, and of course I can start the seat massage, and once again I do not have to go into this menu here, just one press of a button and that's it. Also here to control the shade, just one press down or up and that's it. Once again, this straightforward user interface is also something you appreciate while not driving, because you can always argue, hey, it's even more important for the driver. Yes, but it's also good here if you are the passenger in the rear, that everything is just working easy. The seat massage is really awesome and great for a vehicle, and of course even more spectacular when you just by one press of the button click this rest button and then this one goes forward. Let's see how it feels to drive with this one. Recently we also showed the Lexus LM, this luxury van experience. You should not drive in the fold flat position, because they have like a completely fold flat position like this. So it's definitely always better for crash safety if you drive in an upright styling. Here it's maybe not as bad as in the LM, but at the same time, yes, the better crash position will always be when you're more upright. The seatbelt and so on is more set on this. Yeah, this is really great, and maybe I switch to being chauffeured reviews. In the future, I can really enjoy that here. How's it driving the vehicle here?
Good, very good.
Yeah, she enjoys it. You're doing it very, very, very well. So she's a very smooth driver, so she would be a very good chauffeur, actually. Interesting. I mean, I could also work from here, when we're driving to the next driving event or something. Yeah, that would be definitely something. So also best marks here from the chauffeur driving experience for this vehicle. There's now one thing missing, and that is the price discussion. As it stands here right now in the long wheelbase version, 120,000 euros. And if you then think about, first of all, Bentley, yeah, it has some resemblance with the Bentley. Genesis design has always been that way. So you get this one actually for less than half a price than for a Bentley, and why not? Actually, even if money would not play a role, I will probably get this one because the Bentley does not deliver you more, actually. I really don't find anything what the Bentley would be delivering more, except for just costing double the price. And then, even more interesting, Audi, BMW, Mercedes. So when we recently had our comparison, BMW 7 Series versus Mercedes S-Class, the 7 Series, not super high spec, worth like 136,000, maybe with an executive package then 145,000 euros or something like that. It's then some 25,000 euros more expensive than this one, because this one already comes fully packed, which is also easy for the configuration for the customer. And then if you compare the S-Class, that was a plug-in hybrid, that was like something 180,000 euros. Make a comparable engine, then maybe 175. And this one here is some 50,000 euros less expensive than the Mercedes S-Class. Wow. And then I checked all the facts and figures and the driving experience and so on. And the luxury experience is more or less the same. Where can it not keep up with the Germans? Maybe just from the noise insulation at very high speeds and from the driving dynamics, especially if you consider like an S-Class AMG or an Audi A8 or BMW 7 Series. So the Germans are more fun to drive. That's the thing. Everything else, user interface was even better in this one. So there were a lot of things that I even enjoyed here a little bit more, or they were more straightforward. If you consider here price-performance ratio, this is actually at this moment the best luxury vehicle to buy from the price-performance aspect.